Alright, I'm keeping the trend alive today, so I'm at another of my favorite places in the entire world, Millstream Gardens in south of Farmington. I think it's Farmington. This has several trails in this pine, bluffed area, and then some of the best river views and the best kayak river, probably in Missouri total. And then there's a trail here that runs from here to Team and Shut-ins, which is like 7-ish miles, but it's out and back, so I'll have to do 14 to get back. And then over here there's a campground, and there's another trail up there that goes to like this old beat up mine shaft from like 200 years ago. So I don't know if I'll make it over there for sure, but I definitely want to walk this trail along the river up the bluffs to the Team and Shut-ins. I've been here a bunch of times, I'm sure I've got pictures, but this is way, way up today. I mean like 3 or 4 feet up. I have to be really careful hiking on this trail today because this place is notorious for obnoxious numbers of snakes everywhere. I mean, you won't hardly ever come down here without seeing 10 snakes. Actually, not right here, but the Team and Shut-ins, the other end of this 7-mile trail that I'm on right now, is actually where I got struck at by that copperhead. It's the only time I've ever been struck at by a snake in my life. But yeah, there's snakes all over the place here. There's been times that you can just look out and see like 2 or 3 on the trail. But yeah, it's kind of a pain, but it's also kind of nice because not that many people wander up here. So, this is the dam. And actually, I think the trail that's on the other side of the river is that little, you can see that little line running through that bald spot there, that little bald on the side of the hill. I want to say that that's the trail, and then down here, not all that far, is where you cut back into the woods to find the little, mine shaft and cabin and whatever. But, yeah, the majority of the map and all the stuff that you, distance-wise, that you would get in this area is going to be based off its distance from this dam. So, yeah, that's the dam. Alright, so I'm at this next stop. There's some county road that turns off into like a picnic area, and anyway, it's got this little area along the river here. But here's the trail to go to Millstream Gardens. So, That's probably not a great sign of things to come. They probably haven't done any maintenance on this trail since last year. So I walked down that trail a couple hundred yards, and they have not done any maintenance on that trail at all since the flooding and like this tornado fiasco we had. So it's got trees down everywhere. It's got standing water and just, yeah. So I'm heading back. I'm gonna head back to the car. I'm gonna do this trail on the other side of the river real quick, and then I think I'm just gonna drive down to the other side. So I was just walking along and thinking again, and right here in this little wet spot between this rock and this stump right here was probably the biggest black snake I've ever seen in my life. It's a black snake, so we're good, but yeah, I'm not kidding. I don't know how long it was because you couldn't see, well, you could see the head up here by the stump, and then, but you couldn't see the tail on the other side. It was, you know, north of 3 feet long. Scared me. So I just looked and it's 61 degrees and I am pouring sweat and I'm feeling like dizzy and lightheaded for some reason. So yeah, so I'm gonna just finish this. I think I got like half a mile until I get to the little mine. I'm not really sure what's up here. It was flooded last time I was here. And then go to team and shut-ins because I'm so close. But then after that, if I'm not feeling so hot, I might just take the afternoon off. So I made it down this big granite hill, like the chute, I guess, they use for the mine. And then we're along a river again, and the river looks really cool, but you can't really get any good pictures with the sun and the trees in the way. And then there's this little cabin. I remember seeing this little cabin thing. I guess this is like the mine, might be the mine shaft. I don't know what it is, but there's this little hut here, but I couldn't get to it last time because the water was all over the thing. But I think actually this might be the end of the trail. I might have made it to the end and just not known it, because over on the other side of the trail, it looks like along this granite, you know, ledge here, like there's a trail running through it, but that might not be part of the trail. I don't know. So it's got a gate across it. I doubt you can see anything in here. So there's a gate back there, and it looks like there's a tunnel. I'm guessing that's the mine shaft, and the mine was actually this hill behind us. But it is cold. I mean, way cold. The wind coming out of there is like 40 degrees. So, but yeah, I guess that's the mine. Alright, so I'm back at the car. I'm gonna drive up the highway about 6 or so miles and go to Team and Shut-ins. So I'm at Silver Mines Recreation Area, the Team and Shut-in side now, and it looks pretty nice here. There's quite a few people here, but it's still really quiet. There's like 5 trucks with kayaks up here, and then there's 4 or 5 more down at the little parking lot deal by the actual river access. So yeah, there's probably 15 people between here and where I was earlier at Millstream Gardens that are on the river. This is the team in shut-ins we all know and love. So I don't know what I was thinking. I can't show where that snake struck at me, but it's down near this first, so that channel of water there between these two little bunches of rocks, it's the near side bunch of rocks was near the area where that snake struck at me. I should have known this morning that I can't actually go down there and look at where it was. So, this is Cat's Paw, the one that has the decking around it, and honestly, it's nice and all, but this is the one everybody goes crazy about. In my opinion, I think it's the 4th best overlook in this area, but what do I know? So, I was just at the, that was called the Pine Rock overlook, and I was going to do a video down there, but there was a lady down there reading a book, and there were, 2 other kids came down there, and they were waiting on me to leave, so I didn't know about them. Yeah, so, yeah, I was going to go down to the river and walk up along the rocks, and it's up high, but you can do it. I've done it when it's high up before, but I don't know if I feel like it today. Yeah, I can always come back one day soon, but I do not. The last thing in the world that I want to do right now is climb around in a bunch of rocks. So I started down this hill, and I'm starting to feel dizzy again and kind of lightheaded. So I mean, the water's right here, so I'm probably going to go down there and take a few pictures, but I'm not going to stay all that long. I don't really feel like it today. So I've been standing here now for like 15 minutes watching these 3 goobers just go down the river trying to jump this rock, and then bust our ass to get back up the rapids and then go down again. And every once in a while we just make eye contact and they just look at me like, get lost, loser. But I don't know what they're doing. They're out here playing. Okay, so I just went across this boulder here, across these boulders, to go down and continue looking at these rapids, and not 100 yards. I mean, that rock deal is right there, or up a little ways, but I mean, not that far, a stone's throw away from where that first snake struck at me. Another snake just sitting there, and I came up on it, and it moved, and just kind of, it didn't strike at me, but it kind of like, you know how they kind of like curl up and their head comes up and they kind of like take position to strike? It did that right at me, right at my, I mean, it's like every time I come down here during the summer now. It's Alright, so I'm back at the car now, and I am not feeling so hot, so I think I'm gonna call it a day.